Hey there, statistics nerds. This is Chuck. I'm giving a very quick video on how to use the new New York State Historic Newspaper Statistics page. This is going to be a little different than what you're used to. In the past, we used to just post Google Sheets with information with the stats pretty much as they came out of the stats scripts. I'd have to do a lot of prettying up to make them usable. So this is a different strategy. I'm hoping that this will be quicker for me to use and a little more powerful for you to use. And you'll see what I mean in just a minute. So the couple of things about the statistics that you'll be seeing from here on out. First of all, the statistics are Google Analytics 4 versus version 3. Which means that the numbers are going to look a little different. So if you're trying to compare statistics from Google Analytics 3, so ahead of July 2023 versus post July 2023, you're going to notice that it's not quite the same. The model has changed. It's a little apples to oranges in comparison. So don't be alarmed if your titles are performing quite the same way as they did before the transition. It may be just the stats have changed. The other thing that has changed that's worth talking about is the fact that we moved from Cronam to Veridian software, and the URL structure has changed, and so we have configured how statistics are collected from that. And so it's a little different as far as that goes. So there's going to be a little bit of change as well from just the way we collect stats. So this is what we'll be doing for stats moving forward. This is Google's Looker Studio. I'm not an expert in this. I'm going to become more and more of an expert as time goes on. So no doubt this is not the final version of what you'll see as the years wear by. Hopefully I'll be able to make it dance a little bit further. So anyway, this is what you first get when you land on the site. You may have this bar to the left, kind of obscuring part of what you're working on. There are two tabs here. There's the page view details. This is what would be the equivalent of the old stats. This is the next one down is site-wide Google Analytics. And what this one is this is actually a view of the statistics according to Google. So you'll notice that my toolbar here is still in the way. I could use this little arrow here to pull it out of the way so I can look at the statistics. So this is basically the Google Analytics statistics on the site. And I'm including this just for your information. I'm going to go back over to the first tab. And again, I pulled that out of the way by using this little arrow down here at the bottom. So now we have the statistics. So a couple of things to talk about first. The thing at probably the primary one is you'll notice that when I look at this grand total, it says we have 27 million pages. That's not true. This is inflated. And the reason for it is that the date needs to be selected first. So step one, if you want to find decent statistics, is go up here to the date and select a date. Now at the moment, this is all that's available here. As I get time, I'll be adding some of the last statistics back through 2022, so that way you can look at your statistics over a full year. Again, the Google Analytics 3 to 4 migration is going to cause a little weirdness starting in July of 2023, but you'll get the feeling for it. So I'm going to go ahead here and click Only, because now I'm selecting only the September stats. And you'll notice a little blue bar across the top moved as it was loading the statistics. So now this is the statistics for the site for September. And so here's each of the titles. So for instance, this is the Courier Express. And we have the LCCN number, which is what we used as the primary index or primary key for the titles on the old site. On the new site, we use pub codes. And so this is a pub code for that same title, the county, the council, the page count, and that's the raw number of pages that actually exist on the website right now. And then the last column over here is the number of page views for this month. And so there's your page views. Now you'll notice as you hover over, a little scroll bar appears, so you can actually then scroll through the pages here. Okay, I'm going to scroll back up to the top because what I want to show you next is actually how you can pull out your statistics specifically out of this. Previously, we only did it by council, and so that was kind of a regional view, and you'd have to go through and find your own titles and pull out that information for your own reporting. Now we have this collections functionality, and so that was a vast improvement that we made by joining with Veridian. Is now your titles are easy to find both on the site and now in the statistics. So here you click on collections and you get this list. And so what this is it's a list of all of the collections that are here on the site. The organization, the collections, meaning the organizations. Now you'll notice that some of them, there are 2 listed. And the reason that there are 2 listed is because some paper titles were contributed by multiple people. You know, one library might have done the first part of the run, and the second library might have done the second part of the run. And so in order to share credit, they're tagged with both libraries. And that's true on the website interface as well. When you see a title that's being shared, they both show up on the newspaper landing page, the title landing page. So if you want to find all of the titles that belong to you and you suspect you might be sharing with somebody, which is possible, this is what you do. The first step is to click the checkmark box here and make the checkmark disappear. So now we're unhighlighting everything, and it says type to search. So I'm going to pretend like I work for the Freeport Memorial Library, and I'm going to type Freeport, in which case now I get 3 categories. This is basically, so we have Freeport Memorial and then the Long Island Resource Council. And then up here, it's in inverse. I'm going to fix this moving forward. At the moment, this is the way this is. So if I'm working for Freeport, I definitely want these because these are definitely the ones I've done by myself. But these are ones that we are sharing credit with. And so I'm going to select them all. And then I'm going to click outside of the box. And so what I have in front of me now is the statistics for my titles, if I'm working for the Freeport Memorial Library, for September. And so here they are right here, the page count and the page views. And then you scroll down, so the Freeport Herald, this one at the bottom here, and Long Island Kernel got the least number of results, 9 and 4, and then at the very top is our Freeport Baldwin Leader, which got the most number of page views. So say, for instance, I really like these numbers. This is great. I really want to keep these. There's a couple of different ways you can do this. I mean, the first way is to write down or copy and paste into whatever spreadsheet you're keeping this information. Or if you want, you can click on the shish kebab menu, and then you have an export button, in which case then you can export this into CSVs. So a CSV being a comma separated value. So this is an easy way to get that data into whatever your spreadsheet of choice is. Although they do have the option of going for Google Sheets, and you can select what you'd like from here. I'm not going to at the moment. So other things that you can do with this, which is kind of fun and kind of interesting, is that I'm going to go ahead and go up here and I'm going to reset this to all collections. So I'm looking at absolutely everything for September. And if you're interested in seeing a specific title, you can actually type this in here. And I've been doing things, silly things like being like, all right, show me all the daily papers. In which case I typed in daily and hit enter. And now what's coming up is all the ones that have the word daily somewhere in their title. And so you can see the titles and the dailies. I think it's pretty cool. Or if you're looking for a very specific title that you know is out there and you're interested in looking at the statistics on just that one in particular, you can bring that up. Okay, so this is Enterprise. I was looking specifically for the Adirondack Daily Enterprise, but I only typed Enterprise. And so there I got my response. What the other thing that's interesting about this too is once you've filtered one particular option, you can go up and select one of these other drop downs, and it will show you only the ones that have that particular search. So under the titles enterprise, we only have 5 councils that have anything titled enterprise. Let's check the counties. Wow, there's only 6 counties that have something named enterprise. And specifically, here are the cities involved as well. So that's another interesting thing that can be done with this, is the idea that you can look for a particular city and it will give you all the titles specific to that city. So I'm going to go to Albany, and let's just find all the Albany titles. And it takes a moment. That's why the blue bar is spinning at the top, because it's now sorting through all of those responses a little differently. It takes it a minute, but it'll eventually come up. All right, so these are the Albany papers. So there you go. This is the new statistics page. Hopefully it will let you find what you're looking for a little faster. Hopefully this makes a little bit of sense. It's definitely easy for us to produce on our end, and hopefully it's a little more useful for you on your end. Thanks a lot. Enjoy.